My name's Amir Patel. I'm an associate professor in robotics and AI on the research track. So the system is called WildPose, and the idea is that we've been trying to understand wildlife and how they move and how they behave. And normally you'd need to take an animal indoors to do that. And obviously that's not going to be possible with a wild animal, and you're not going to capture its behavior correctly. So we've developed a system which can capture really long range, 100 to 200 meters away, 3D motion of animals, and they can give us all kinds of interesting new insights into animal behavior. I started my PhD journey way back in 2015 trying to develop a cheetah robot. And in doing that, I discovered that there wasn't actually much known about the cheetah and how it moves, because it's a really difficult problem to study. So I sort of went on this journey of developing new techniques to measure and model and understand animal locomotion, and it's now culminated in this system called WildPose. So yeah, the cheetah, obviously, as most people know, is the fastest terrestrial animal on Earth, but it's also the most maneuverable, and that's sort of the critical part of its hunting success. So I've always thought that in order for us to develop new agile robotic systems, we need to look to nature, which has had a lot more time to evolve and develop these systems. So that's sort of been my main focus, is to try and understand the pinnacle of maneuverability, which is the cheetah. So why we need multimodal sensing is because, I guess, if you ever watched a wildlife documentary, you'll see really incredible footage of animals hunting and really behaving as they do in the wild. The problem is most of the time they're only observed by cameras. So a camera is great for qualitative information about behavior, but you can't really tell any kind of three-dimensional specifics, which you can get inside a lab. So that's why I thought if we combine the camera with a LiDAR, which is like a radar but with lasers, and it's often used in self-driving cars. So combine those two things, we can now have the camera giving us the very interesting qualitative information, but the LiDAR also gives us the depth. So now we have 3D information. So yeah, I'm just going to show you some examples. So how the system works is we take a video, but also we get the LiDAR point cloud information, which is 3D. And using this, we can now build 3D models of the animals to figure out, their sizes, or they're malnourished. Also, interestingly, we can track multiple animals. Here we have a herd of springbok. You can see some of them are fighting, and we can actually track the entire group as they move along and get a bird's eye view of how everyone is moving relative to one another, which is really cool. Yeah, and we can also pick up the respiration rate of animals. So here, this is a lion about 100 meters away, and we can measure how it's breathing while it's sleeping. So we partnered with Cheetah Outreach and the Anne van Dyck Cheetah Center also in South Africa. And those are two cheetah sanctuaries who, as cheetahs are endangered animals, and they're starting a breeding program to try and increase their numbers. So every week they, sort of for enrichment, they give the cheetahs a little piece of rabbit skin to chase around the track. And so what we do is we go down there with our motion capture system, we observe them running and to understand their motion. I guess the next steps for the system is we've now partnered with South African national parks. So we've recently deployed the system in Kgalagadi National Park, which is on the border of South Africa, Botswana and Namibia. And we now like to observe animals, more wildlife. So we've initially done some of that in the paper, but we really like to expand that much further.